we send back, that would be so much more beneficial to our country. Like,
Isn't
I
that
mean,
how like
build your own little thing over
Palestine
there in
became
Mexico
so
or the Middle
huge?
East.
Holy shit, it's a
Well,
debate.
look, I mean,
Okay, this is in the
what I'm
America
saying
First
really,
chat,
and the
so I've
reason I'm
really
interested in
stooped
it
low to
really
get
is
an
that it's kind
argument,
of like
but
if it got bad enough, like, because there are a lot of factors that we can't predict. If the identitarian anti-white crowd was ascendant, because as the mostly brown women that have benefited from affirmative action become like federal judges and congress people, and then they open the gates, and we actually haven't even seen mass immigration yet, and then people from India and Africa come in. At that point, that becomes a lot less palatable than the Mexicans and South
I
Americans.
don't want them here. They don't belong here.
No, yeah. If they are, like, I'm not. Look, so this is the thing: is that, like, I don't. Do they belong? Is the fact that New Mexico is 60% Hispanic, right? Does that bother me? No, it's New Mexico. I'm not from New Mexico. If I was, I'd probably be Hispanic. Yeah, probably. So the thing is, like,
there's probably a bunch of, and low key, like when the
yeah,
Great
you'd
Reset
become a
happens, they're probably going to get
transracial,
shot
you
by
know?
like 20%.
well, no, I'm just saying 60% of New Mexico is Hispanic. So, like, for in certain places, and I'm not saying like what is even here. You say you don't want them here, and it's like I'm from this type of like, I don't even identify really with the whole country. You know what I mean? Like California is a foreign nation to me. It's like,
Are
it's
you a
like,
communist?
no, I'm not.
This does not
Are you a
sound like
Marxist?
communistic arguments.
No, I'm not. No,
You just
no, but
joined, buddy. Shut up, Jimmy.
no,
That
I'm
just
not. I'm
didn't
not at all.
sound
I mean,
very, like,
I am
I don't know.
actually
Jimmy,
economically.
I'm turning you down because you just joined. You're interrupting.
Yeah.
Stop interrupting. Well,
I am in the context of a high trust society, which I observe to be roughly synonymous with a homogenous society. I would support liberal economic policies, but I would not be. I also would support private property. So I would never like support like communism or socialism. But I don't have an issue with welfare policies, but we have to live in a high trust society and essentially a homogenous society to be high trust in order to have those sorts of policies.
so you believe in democracy? Democracy.
Democracy?
Democracy. Yes.
Not democracy?
I don't know what. Are you saying democracy? Are you like making a Are you changing the word for some semantical purpose? Is that
I'm
has
sorry.
the
I
meaning?
have a little bit of an accent.
Okay, it's fine. Yeah. So no. Yeah, I believe. I'm okay. I believe in. Yeah, I would say I believe in democracy, and that's like why.
Okay, that did not sound even remotely like an accent.
Right. If you change the demographics, the democratic destiny changes of the country, and so it's like in order to maintain I think that we're going to live through in our lifetimes, personally, from what I'm seeing. Particularly if the problem gets worse, like I said, once Democrats get in again, and they, and all these like women are running the country, right? Because they have law degrees, because they've been preferentially, granted admission into law programs, blah blah blah, whatever it is. I mean, and this is brown people and women, and they're all like benefiting from the grift of the identity. Like I don't see when the identity grift ever loses steam. Like the people who stand to benefit from it will always stand to benefit from it, so they will continue to grift on for it on that basis. Except maybe if you're like Hispanic and then you're Cuban, you don't like communism, whatever, you might vote Republican. But like other people, it's just like there's this risk, and the risk is in particular if we start getting a lot more African immigration, Indian immigration, non-Hispanic immigration, because Hispanic immigration isn't really that problematic, it seems to me. But like when that stuff starts happening,
bad, dude.
No, I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying that it's. I actually would say.
Why is it
I
bad?
actually would say. I would actually say it's bad in a stealthy way, in the sense that our identity will slowly shift and change, and we'll be okay with it because
no matter what.
Because they're. Well, that's true, but
I'm worried though, because like, I like to read books and stuff, so I like to read a lot of things about World War II. And when it comes to anti-Semitism or like just the rise in political powers and things that were happening at the time, is the same things that we're seeing happening now. When I see it, I see 1926 being 2026.
Yeah,
We are
you've mentioned this.
4 or maybe 5. Yes, we are
So
very,
no, but
very
no, I
close
agree
to
with
what's
you.
So
happening.
let me get this
in my
straight. You think that Trump's a Nazi?
No,
no one
I
thinks
don't like
no.
Trump. I dislike Trump. Trump's a Jew.
Oh,
Yeah, no one thinks that.
and you think
No one thinks
Jews are
that.
No, I
like
No
don't
one.
like Trump.
Nazis?
Trump's an absolute fucking Jew shill. I
Okay,
don't
so
like
you think
Jews.
Jews
I
are
don't.
bad? You think Jews are the Nazis?
Yes, Jews are 100%. They are the problem of the world.
Okay.
If international Jewry did not exist, we would not have a problem.
Any
But there
problem?
would be no
Or just
wars. There would be no
no
conflicts.
wars? What are you
Yes,
judging that
absolutely.
on?
History.
Like what history? Like when have we not had
Read the books
Jews
for yourself.
involved?
I'm not going to educate. We could be here
Like
for
what?
hours, dude. I'm
Like
not going to waste my
what
time. You can
books?
read a book for yourself. Go
What
down the
books?
rabbit hole for yourself.
What
Go down the
books? What
rabbit hole for
rabbit hole?
yourself.
What
Okay,
specifics?
okay. If you want to start when it comes to the United States of America, you can start with the International Jew by Henry Ford. If you want to start with the United States,
All right.
International Jew by Henry Ford. I honestly, it's a very good read. I read the whole entire book.
Wow.
It was like when I read the book, I saw the problems that he was
Yeah, when I
dealing
read
with and
books,
he
I
was
only read them
talking about when it
halfway.
came to the Hollywood, when it came to the economical and political systems that were going on during his time. Exactly the same things that were going on now. He was exiting World War One and leading up to World War Two.
So,
Same thing with the Germans. Dude, it was the same fucking story all over again.
so how do you know it's Jews though?
You got to read it for yourself. I'm not going to educate you for it. I'm not. It's fucking 1:32 in the morning for me. Maybe if
Okay.
it was earlier for me, then yeah. But dude, I'm telling you, you need to do this for yourself.
I've
Don't
never had that
rely
question
on other
answered
people
though.
telling you about it. If you actually are interested in about it, you would read and learn about it for yourself, like I did. I used to be just like everybody else. I was like a Holocaust believer that used to believe that, like, oh, you
Do
need
you
to
think it
worship
didn't
these
happen?
Jews. They're God's chosen people.
Do
All
you
these
think it
kinds of
didn't
things.
happen?
Until I started reading some books. I started actually reading the Bible.
Okay. Do
I
you
read
think
the
the
Old
Holocaust
Testament.
didn't happen? Like at all?
I believe the Holocaust did happen, but it was not
Okay.
6 million Jews
So
for
you're
sure,
a Holocaust believer.
in a sense. But I think the Holocaust that people believe is the fake Holocaust. I
Okay.
believe in the real Holocaust.
Like what?
No more than 300,000 Jews were killed, because some were killed because of execution because they had to be executed. And most of them died because of severe starvation. They also died because they were infested with lice and feces. That's why they had those chambers where people thought they were gas chambers, but never proved that there was any kind of Zyklon B in those chambers at all. The walls never even changed to I believe they called it Prussian blue. But at the same time, it was to get rid of the lice. And also the gas chamber that supposedly, not the gas chamber, the chamber where they used to supposedly burn these bodies, the actual chimney that they had to rebuild after the war is not even connected to the chambers. It's connected to the fucking ground. There's
Okay,
no,
the Nazis actually reported more than than the Jews reported in deaths. They did find some Zyklon B. It was mainly used for lice treatment. I don't know if they abused it. That's
yeah,
supposedly what they did. Um,
those
uh,
lice, yeah.
but my
So
problem with it was the furnaces that they had, the crematoriums that they had, even with modern technology, the rate that they would have to cremate them doesn't line up.
Yeah, I remember reading this one post, and I did the study, I did the calculations myself. So like, think about it. If you have 15 ovens and you have to bake 6 million cookies, and it takes about
they
6 to 8 hours to cook each
just
cookie,
burn them though.
how many years would that take?
They didn't only burn Jews.
I know, but this is supposed,
Yeah, but the
when it
numbers they
comes to the
reported that
Holocaust,
they
most of
did
the Jews were
don't
killed in
line
gas
up.
chambers and put in fucking chimneys. Yes, they were.
They shot them, they burned them,
Supposedly,
they
supposedly,
starved
quote
them,
unquote, quote
they
unquote.
stabbed them, they did a million different
Yes,
things.
yes, they buried them. They did a lot of things, but they also reported numbers of cremations, and those numbers don't add up.
Yeah, they don't add up. But that's what the Jews rely on. Is like supposedly like so many Jews were killed in gas chambers and like fucking burned alive or burned dead.
So I
Okay.
think both sides
Do you
were
not think even
overreporting the
granting
amount of cremations. What they actually did with them may be different,
even
but I think the numbers that they reported are not legitimate.
even granting the 300,000, do you not think that's a lot?
No,
I think it's a
No?
lot.
You
I think
think
it's a
killing
lot. I think it's a lot.
300,000 of a specific ethnic
No,
group isn't a lot of those people?
no, no, I don't. When it comes to the sense of history, when it comes to the sense of war, no, it's not a lot.
So
Well,
when
do you
else
not
have
know
that
anything
many
about
people
you?
of
Okay,
a
let's go. Hey, whoa. Okay, so you want to talk about
when
that? Let's go to
can
the
you give me an
Bolshevik
example?
Russians. Let's go to the Bolshevik. Let's go to the Bolshevik Russians that killed almost 60 fucking million people.
Okay.
This
That's
is
a lot.
actually this is
That's
actually recorded,
that's
and
kind
this
of
was
like
during the times of World War II.
hold on.
And
That's kind of
when
like
it comes to
saying
starvation,
Sixty
they were in
that's kind
fucking
of
camps,
billion.
which was wrong, right? But when they were starting to starve, it was because of depleted food shipment supplies. Because at that time there were no Geneva
so
Conventions saying you can't bomb civilian areas, and so roads and towns were bombed. Um, Starting with Britain, really, bombing Germany relentlessly.
The
And
Holocaust
I
is
mean,
really
they
okay, just
lost supply
because
chains. They
I
couldn't
want to
feed
respond
their
to
own
this. You've been
population,
talking for a bit.
let alone the
Hold on.
fucking people in the
I
internment
thought the
camps.
Pretty
Holocaust.
please.
I think the
So
Holocaust was
pretty
based,
please.
man. The
Pretty
Holocaust was
please. Pretty
fucking lit,
please.
dude.
Um
It was fucking lit. I
just
love the Holocaust. To be honest, it
okay,
was
so
the
now you're
greatest
not
lie
arguing that it's
always
nothing, you're
told.
arguing that it was good. Was it a substantial
To
enough
be
number
honest,
to
the
be good?
Holocaust was a fake lie for world domination, dude. That's at the end of the day. They don't care
Okay.
about fucking
So
lies. Do you think they really cared about those
you don't think
lives?
300,000 people dying is anything, even though you think 60 million people dying is nothing, but you
Hey,
need to
buddy,
justify that it
I'm talking
wasn't
in
the
the sense of
highest
I'm talking in the
number?
sense of the deep state. I'm talking in the sense of the deep state.
Okay, but
I don't really give a fuck,
you just
dude. You're part of my
moved
grand
away. You
optional
guys just
plan. You're part of my
pivoted
plan.
away.
You are part of my great plan. Great,
Okay, cool. How am I part
good
of your
job. Good
great
boy.
plan?
You guys
How am
fell
I
for the Holocaust.
How am I part of your plan? Well, I used your
World
number and said it
domination,
was still a
one world
big
government,
thing.
one world government,
That was what
one world
you
government. You
said.
guys are gonna worship it.
But that was what you said. So how am I part of your plan?
I'm
Can you
telling you, but
explain
this is
that to
what you
me?
believe in.
What? That was
I'm
your
I'm
plan?
kind of
I
in
thought that was
between
the
you two.
Jewish plan.
I think the Holocaust was wrong, but I also think that the data is
Okay.
wrong, and I also think it's wrong
6 million was an estimate.
to classify someone as a Holocaust denier because they question data.
Jimmy,
Yeah,
you
no.
do realize within the grand radius, within the grand circular radius of where the war was going on between Germany when they were supposedly mass immigrating these Jews, supposedly rounding them up to send them to Palestine, there was no more than 2.5 million Jews within the surrounding area. So where the 6
You talking
million
about
number come from?
Colorado,
Did they just start
Well, it
excommunicating
was 6
Jews out
million
of fucking
people, not
Palestine already in
Jews,
like
wasn't it?
America and shit?
It was 6 million
No,
people,
it was
not
I think it
Jews.
was less than that.
And that was in the
I'm sorry,
camps,
say
Talking about
not
how many
again?
in
were
the...
immigrated. Talking about how many were immigrated.
Yeah.
Do you think there were no
It
black
was less
people
than
in
6
camps? It
million.
wasn't all Jews. A lot of those people were
You think there
Jews,
was
but
no
not all of
black
them.
people in camps?
Yeah, there were black people. There were, like,
Oh, I
Indians.
thought you
There were
said you don't think
browns.
there were black
Like, there
people.
was a lot of different people in those
Oh
camps. It
yeah,
wasn't only
the
Jews.
Yeah,
Habar
they killed
agreement was
million Jews.
53,000 to 60,000 German Jews. It was a very small amount.
Yeah, it's very small.
Oh, God. Alright.
I'm sorry, dude. I mean, you just have to go down. You got to read the book, read the International Jew. I mean, you can continue down the rabbit hole for yourself from there. I mean, that's just before World War One. I mean, not before World War One, but like before World War Two. And you can start from there. I mean, you just got to go down the rabbit hole for yourself. Do not rely on people like us to tell you this because it sounds outlandish hearing us say it. You just got to do it for yourself.
Okay, yeah, it
Yeah.
does sound outlandish
Should
when
do
you
this,
say
yeah.
because in the past more people have been killed. 300,000 people dying is nothing. or not significant.
It's really nothing in the grand scheme of war.
Yeah, but it's still a lot, and it's still bad, and also it
Okay,
is a
great.
lot in
Put
the
your
grand scheme of
humanitarian
war.
part of you to the sky.
Why
Are you
did they
white?
die?
that-
These
Are you white?
3,000?
Jimmy, are you white? Jimmy, are you white?
I am white.
Okay, great. Because of that, because you are white, you have a great humanitarian part about you, where you
Wait,
care
but
about
if I was
people.
brown, I wouldn't?
Definitely
Put
not.
that
If
to
I
the
was
side
brown,
right
I
now. Just
wouldn't.
listen to the point.
No,
Listen to the
but
point.
that's
No more.
quintessential to your point. If I wasn't, would I not?
Yes. At least
You
You
where
think
I
I
would
wouldn't
from,
have?
yes. Yeah.
What evidence do you have of
Yes,
that
at least you.
specifically?
So
Statistics,
to,
not just
to
a
put it
random
in
book.
perspective, the average high school in the
No,
United
answer
States
that
is about
question. Hold on.
500
No.
students.
What evidence do you have
So
that
the
black people
Havara
have
Agreement would
lower
have been about
empathy or
100.
He's providing you
morality?
evidence. He's providing you the same evidence I would right now. Go ahead and talk terrible.
Alright, go for
I'm
it.
just saying, like, if you look at the numbers,
Statistics,
it would be about
studies.
120 United States high school populations, because there's about 500 students in the average United States high school, and it was about 60,000 Jews that were transported in the Havara Agreement to Palestine. So it's about 120 high schools.
Well, that's Jews who might be white. I'm talking about
No,
black
we're
versus
talking about
brown.
black.
Do you have
We're
any
talking
Those
evidence
are
about
that
black.
wealthy.
black
Those are
people
wealthy
are
Jews who had
less?
property to
We were talking
exchange.
about
Then
black.
That's
what?
not true, actually, Jimmy.
That's what we were talking about. That's a fact.
We were talking about blacks, I thought.
Yeah, you said that because I was white, I had a higher ethical standard than blacks.
Yes, you do.
That is
What
indeed
evidence do you
true.
have of that? What statistical studies do you
Your
have of that?
genetics. I mean, if you are
Okay,
true
what
Caucasian,
specific genetics? Give me something to actually search up. Some statistics,
You're-
some research, some literally anything.
okay, you can look it up for yourself. Look it up for your
Okay,
Caucasian
what? What do
skull
I look up?
compared to the Mongol. You can let me speak, or
Go. No, go. Go for it.
okay. So, if you are truly white and you truly are Caucasian, you can look up the Caucanese skull, the Caucasianese. I forget the way they pronounce it, but it's a Caucasianese skull. That's us. There's 4 different subspecies when it comes to humans. We're all humans. We all bleed red. We're all humans. Doesn't matter. We're all humans. But there's the Caucasianese people. We have a prefrontal cortex that's enlarged. We are built for problem solving. This is why white people have built everything. Then you have the Mongoloid skull. Look it up for yourself. The Mongoloid skull. Those are the people that you see are from Asia and India and those kinds of areas. And sort of kind of from the Middle East, but not really.
You know that the Asian people have high speed rail, right? Like Chinese people.
Yeah, I know.
They built
Yeah,
things
no,
because it's
I'm not
not a
saying that the
genetic thing,
Chinese.
it's a
I have no
social
problem
thing.
with them. I'm just
Yeah, but you said
look
that
at the
they have
skull.
less
Look at the
brain
skull.
power.
Look at the skull.
The skull.
Look at the skull.
The skull shapes are the
Yes.
same, for the most part.
Now look at the
Yeah, I
Negroid
don't know
skull.
about all this
They literally
eugenics
call it the Negroid skull. Look it up.
I
It
mean,
has a
skull
lack of a
shapes don't
prefrontal
justify any...
cortex.
I asked you about
It
empathy
has a lack of a
specifically, not skull
yes, they lack
shapes.
of ability to have a problem
Okay,
thinking
but how do
skills,
you
critical
know...
thinking
What
skills.
statistical evidence do you have that the skull shape specifically is even correlated to their empathy levels? Like you claimed before.
You can look that up for yourself, dude. I've already done
Okay,
the
no,
research.
give
but
me the search terms.
I'm not a fucking neurosurgeon.
Then
dude.
why'd you
I'm not
make
gonna
the
look it up right now. It's
claim?
1:44 in the morning.
When you make basic claims, you need basic evidence.
Get you into information for you to look it up for yourself. Think for yourself.
Okay, you
Look this
told
up
me
for
skull
yourself. Don't
shapes. You
rely
didn't tell
on
me about
me.
empathy, though. The claim you made was about empathy.
So you're telling me if I was this magic guy that automatically provided you an answer, you would just believed it, or would you ask
I
me
would
for
have
another
looked into
source?
it. I would have looked into it,
Why didn't you
and then
look
we would have
I'm
moved
already
on with the
providing you with.
conversation.
Look into these things. Look into these things. That's what we've been doing
You're
since you've been
assuming I
in here,
won't, but
talking
you
about
didn't
Jews
justify
and
the
shit,
empathy
dude.
thing specifically.
Oh
You
my
made a claim, I
goodness.
asked you for evidence, you
straight up
pivoted away,
Google
I asked
Australian
you for
people. You
evidence
guys have this
again.
issue with just listening.
Australians?
This is why you guys are
What
getting
evidence do you
overrun
have
with
of that? That I need evidence to
Jeez.
believe things. You don't. What
I don't
evidence do
know.
you have that
Anybody else
Australians
can
have an
carry
issue
on.
with
I don't
listening?
really care to talk to the Australian UK guy.
Alright.
If you two are
Oh no,
trying
I
to
pushed
do
you for
this
I don't
slight
know about that.
specifics. Oh no, scary. Anyway, I'll see you
I don't
later.
know
You
about
clearly have
all
no
this
evidence
all
at
this
all for any of your claims. I'll see you guys later. Fucking pussies. Literally nothing. Literally nothing. Just says the thing that's racist and then calls me a Jew if I ask for any evidence at all. So good. Oh, I love it. I love dealing with these fucking retard pieces of shit. I love it so much. I have to live in the same world as them.
This is why you guys are getting
What evidence do you
overrun
have
with
of that? That I need evidence to
Muslims.
believe things. You don't. What
I don't
evidence do
know.
you have that
Anybody else
Australians
can
have an
carry
issue
on.
with
I don't
listening?
really care to talk to the Australian.
Yeah, no, he that dipshit, like, he kept complaining about me asking for like basic evidence to verify things. It's like, don't believe these things. They will hear something that vaguely gestures at things that sound populous to their group, and then believe it with literally no evidence, and then no matter what you say, double down on it. And then every time you ask them for specifics, talk about how they're not the person to give you the evidence, but no one is, because the evidence isn't there, and then redirect you to some random YouTuber or book that is unbelievably biased. Like, for example, The International Jew, a totally non-biased title by a very prominent, trusted author that we should all read. Hey, why not? Why not read The International Jew? I might read its Wikipedia page, see what's up with it. Oh wow, this thing was made in 1920. Fuck, Jesus. So pathetic. Anyway, let's find another debate.